This is exactly what happened.
Hello! Sorry about that brief technical difficulty. We were told to sit here and look cute, so I hope we accomplished that. Welcome to episode 2 of The Beaten and the Damned. This is a Percy Jackson-inspired mini-series, and we're using the Demigods Quick Start Guide as our system. My name is Kelsey, my pronouns are she, they, and I am the communications director for this lovely channel we are on right here, TTRPG. And as fate would have it, I am also your herald for this evening, otherwise known as the GM or Game Master. I have a wonderful cast of players here with me, and we are all giant nerds who love this book series, and this game may or may not just be an excuse for us to live out our fantasies to be campers. But before we introduce the cast, I have a few announcements / housekeeping bits. The first one, we now have a custom URL for YouTube. So that's really exciting. We have enough subscribers on YouTube. So thank you all for that. You can find us at youtube.com/c/TTRPG. And I believe that has been put in our Discord as well, if you want to go look in our Discord for that. On a related note, if you ever miss an episode of this show or an episode of anything else that we do on this channel, you will be able to find recordings of those on that YouTube channel. They're organized by playlists. It's all nice and neat, easy to sort through. Secondly, we have received 3 subs since last week, so thank you for that as well. This means that our cast gets 3 magical items or other such special boons. And for every sub that our channel gets between now and the finale of this show, our cast gets 1 more magical item. So I have 3 very fun ones planned for this evening. And thirdly, our lovely Darby was offered a wonderful opportunity that conflicts with this time slot. So we are going to welcome a very fun new camper to our cast, and we are going to start our introductions with them. You want to go ahead and get us started, Ben? Go ahead and tell us about yourself, your character, your godly parent, and your playbook.
Well, hi guys. I'm Vin, EvanVoxV on Twitter. I'll be playing a Rascal. They are a child of Hermes. I think that's me for now.
All right. Next, we are going to go with Joel. Give us a little introduction.
Hi. I'm Joel. My character's name is Solar Diaz. They are a Latino born son of Apollo who isn't super not athletic, but he doesn't behave like normal demigods, or the cliche version of them anyway.
And what's your playbook?
Oh, I'm playing the Arcane.
And Van, what playbook are you using?
I forgot to mention, I'm playing the Trickster.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm very excited to have a Trickster in this cast. That's always fun. Next is Milan.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard Man on the internet. Tonight I will be playing Viren, who uses he, they pronouns, and I'm using, as you can probably assume, the Verdant playbook, because I am not playing a demigod, I am playing a half-dryad.
Wonderful. And last but not least, we have Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan, also known as Imaginatrix on the internet. And tonight I am playing Althea Cooper, also known as Allie. And she is the Elemental playbook, and she is a daughter of Poseidon with some anger issues.
Yes, indeed. All right. So before we pick up where we last ended, which if you watched last episode, I know you are very eager to find out what happens next. But before we get there, we are going to talk to our friend Solar a little bit and ask about their day. We had a little bit of a technical issue last week, and we lost them for the rest of the stream. But
just an entire country ran out of power. It's fine. Just a small issue.
It's fine. All right. Yeah. So after you left your cabin in the morning, where would you have gone? Like, what's your typical Friday routine before Capture the Flag? Who you would have talked to, where you would have gone, etc.
I would have done 3 things. would have gone and gotten food, including begrudgingly, I always forget the word, throwing some food in the fire for my father because I have to. And then I would have tried to sneak away and go to the stables to feed my horse, Yama. And then I
Okay.
probably would have gone for a walk around the lake or around the water. I don't remember. I think it's a peninsula that we're at, or I think there's water and I walk next to it. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something like that.
I've read.
I'm not
in the
from New
process
York.
of reading the books, and I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, so you go and get breakfast at the pavilion. And as you're passing through there, you see a lot of your other campers. You see Allie and Zoe sitting down at the same table having a rather animated chat about something that you can't hear. And you see Viren talking to another one of the nature spirits about something. And you go visit your horse and you go on your walk. And as you're walking around this water area, you are just looking out on the water and enjoying the camp and the warm summer morning. What are you thinking about on this walk?
I could go for seconds.
All right.
And then
yeah.
and then I don't know. I guess I'm assuming Camp Half Blood gets like really loud after food because it's just, I mean, it's a bunch of kids getting ready for a sports event, like so loud. So his mind is gonna turn to then to like, oh man, okay. So I need to get ready for sport.
And how do you get ready for sport?
Oh man. I'm gonna go to the cabin. I'm gonna grab my I haven't actually decided what it is or like how it hides. I think it's a bracelet that I have. And I'm just gonna I don't know, I think it's gonna be a ring. It's cooler if it's a ring.
Ooh.
It's like one of those half rings. There's not like a full loop. It's just I guess I would have had it on. Whatever. Point is, I pick up my I have a messenger bag full of like meds for like a first aid kit and like all kinds of stuff, and I would just tell whoever's in charge of the actual combat for Apollo cabin, like just talk to them and be like, all right, so I'm gonna be in this area of the forest, so if anybody gets hurt, bring it to me. If it's from any other house, don't care. I'm only here for our team.
So this other camper looks at you and is like, didn't Chiron ask us to help everyone?
I'm gonna put my hand on my brother or my siblings' shoulder. I'm gonna say, all right, you're right. But if we help everybody, then everybody has an equal chance of winning. And we want to win.
You're right. That's a really good point. All right. I'll tell them you're here to help. Let me turn around and go up to the other campers.
The assumption is that not everybody in Apollo is gotta be docked on the cure or healer side, but I'm totally biased to my. Probably I'll help both if it comes to it. I'll help both sides, but I'll just be a little bit slower when helping the not Apollo cabins, you know.
Just oh no, sorry, this band-aid got wet. I gotta go find another one.
This guy's got bisected. Oh, it's okay. I'll take care of him in a second. My friend here just sprained their ankle. I have to heal it. It's very important that I do this.
Perfect. So as you're doing this, where would you have, so everybody's been sent off for capture the flag. Where would you have parked yourself as the Apollo medic?
I'd assume that since we're like scattered through the forest, I imagine I imagine something like towards the center of the forest, but out to like a corner of like if it's like that, well then like about here, if that makes any
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
So like
Are you on
one
the,
flag,
like,
another
the-
flag, center, but out of
Okay.
the way so people can't mess with us.
So
if they
the
want
center
to.
kind of along the edge that's like closer to camp, or the edge just like further from camp?
Probably closer to camp.
Closer to camp? Okay.
Yeah, that's I assume closer to camp is safer. It's safe to
Alright.
have like a little first aid like squad there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So as you're healing campers, they start to come in every once in a while with like a cut on the arm or a bruise on their head, something like that.
course,
There are
as they do.
a couple unique campers that come by to see you. One of them is one of your fellow cabin mates. Everybody's favorite poet, Connor Johnson,
Oh.
who
I remember Connor. I was here
wears
for Connor.
dark black jeans, a dark black jacket, a hoodie, and a black beanie, like all black clothing exclusively, and just like sighs a lot. And they come over to the little tent you have set up, and they sit down. They're just,
Look, I told you last time, I can't heal your soul. All right.
it's not my soul, it's my heart.
I unless it's like physically strained, I can't heal that either.
Okay, but what if I like twisted my ankle?
Here's a summary from the
Well,
website
did you?
news.org.
Let's just-
Give
hold
me,
on,
give
one
me
of the
just a
satyrs
second.
is-
Hold on.
Is that one of the satyrs in the background? Hello?
I don't know what just happened, but my little smart hum thingy just decided to answer my question for me. So you were saying?
That was honestly that was a better answer than what I was planning. No, what was the question that I was supposed to answer?
What if I twisted my ankle?
Right, I would have probably been like, I mean, I guess that I can technically heal. Did you twist your
Okay.
ankle? Is that what happened? Is that why you're here?
Yeah. And he just lifts one of his feet up on the bed and starts like unlacing like a ridiculously tall black Converse shoe. Has to
Mhm.
unlace like 6 different levels of it before they can get the shoe off.
I'm just gonna stare at his boot as he does that, and just like, why is this my sibling?
Poetry, you know? Poetry. And then one of the other campers comes in, and I am scrolling to find this kid's name. This is another kid walks in, slightly younger than Connor, but not by a whole lot, like younger teens-ish, 13, 14 maybe. And you know this kid as somebody from the Hephaestus cabin who spends a lot of time tinkering with like new weapons and inventions and stuff, but is like pretty socially oblivious. Is just so focused on building things most of the time they doesn't really pay attention to much else. So Lincoln comes in with like a giant like scrape, you know, like a rug burn kind of scrape all up and down one arm, and it's just like, hi.
Just for confirmation, is Hephaestus with us or against us? Or against me, I guess.
That's a good question. I
'Cause
have
I
that.
don't remember I don't know who ended up with who.
That's a really good question. That's like the one single document that I don't have pulled up at the moment, of course.
This is very important information because it decides whether I help him or help my brother first.
It is. It's important. It's important.
Yeah, yeah.
I have like 6 folders to click through to get this.
It's okay. Take your
Okay.
time. I'm still waiting for Connor to unboot.
We actually don't have Hephaestus listed on our team, on our team roster at the moment. There are a few cabins we just like didn't
Well,
with.
just to spite Connor, I'll pretend he's on our team. I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna leave
Hephaestus will be on your
him.
team.
I'll leave him to his boot removing ways and go. You know, Lincoln, was it?
Yeah, Lincoln Poppins.
Hell yeah.
So he's just got this like big old like road burn kind of scrape all up and down.
What
one arm.
happened to you? I'm gonna start like taking.
You know, it's a funny story. There was, you know how like people ask us to build stuff for the games all the time.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, so another one of the campers, it was somebody from the Aries cabin. They were like, "Hey, I need this thing. I need this device. I think this is a cool idea. Can you build it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I can build it. I can build whatever because I am good at building things and I like building things." But it was a kind of explosive device, except instead of like an actual explosion, it had something to do with feathers, and somehow that also went wrong anyway. My arm hurts.
Do you just? I'm bandaging him and keep putting him up, but I'm gonna be like, did you fall asleep in like parents' history class or something? Like, why would you ever think it's a good idea to help a son of Ares with anything, or a child of Ares with anything? Even?
They're on our team.
Well, I mean, yeah, but when we say they're on our team, it's more like just stay out of their way. More so, like.
Okay,
No.
okay, but hear me out. It was a really cool idea. Like in theory, like that would have been sick if it worked.
I'm gonna tighten the bandage a little bit more and like, yeah, it sounds wonderful.
Listen, it would have been. And as you're talking with Lincoln and healing and all of that, you can see out into the woods. It's like one of those like open-sided tents. And you can see out into the woods and you glance over this kid's shoulder past him into the forest and you see like just out of the corner of your eye, almost like it didn't happen, somebody moving through one of the trees, like behind one of the trees, but they're not wearing a Camp Half-Blood t-shirt.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna finish healing Lincoln.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
unless there's nobody else, literally nobody else in here, I will go and deal with Connor's ankle. I guess.
There is somebody else helping you. There is a child of Demeter from the Demeter cabin counselor, Melly, who is also good friends with Viren. They usually help out in the medic tent a lot, so they're also there helping you with various camp injuries.
I would feel bad to put like Connor's smelly feet onto this person.
That's fair. You can do it with Connor.
I'll go heal Connor. It's fine.
Connor just sits there and like complains.
It takes
the
like
time.
3 seconds to heal the thing. Like I'm not even gonna actually expend any magic. I'm just gonna not gazebo. Placebo him. I'm just mumbo jumbo hand wavy over his foot. I'm gonna just sit there for a couple of hours. You'll be fine.
And because his ankle still hurts, they start reciting the famous monologue
God.
from Hamlet out loud, very loudly, so that everyone.
I'll
in
heal
the
him.
tent can hear.
I'll heal him just to make it stop. It's fine. Okay.
To be or not to be.
Right now, not to be.
All right, I suppose that's better.
There you go.
Do I have to go back out?
I mean, do you have any? What's going on out there? What's been happening? I've kind of.
I don't know.
Busy here. Oh,
They don't usually
great.
tell me the plans because they don't like me very much.
Oh, buddy. Um, yeah, I understand. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just, if unless there's other work to do, I'm just gonna sit next to. I'm just gonna be like, you know, there are other colors that you can wear that go with black. You
Are they
like, yeah,
in the deepest depths of your heart? Do you really know that to be true?
yes.
This kid is not laughing at all. I am just really bad at keeping a
No, I
straight
know.
face.
I get. Saul isn't laughing either. He's just keeping a straight face. I can't.
Kind of just sits there and is like, sighs again.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can wear like the usual like colors of the camp and still like accessorize.
The camp store doesn't sell any black camp t-shirts.
Well, yeah, that's why I said the normal colors of the camp. That would be orange. You can throw like your cool jacket over it, and it's like, ooh, is your
Half of-
camp half blood?
half of the Pegasi are black.
Well,
That's a normal color.
I'm not
The
saying it's
Hades
not a
cabin
normal
is
color.
black. That's a normal color.
Okay, but do you really want to compare yourself to the Hades cabin though? Like,
Death is just as poetic as life, my friend.
I am your brother.
So as you're as you're talking to this obnoxious child, you see again out of the corner of your eye that same figure, not in a Camp Half-Blood shirt, walking through the trees, even though you are very painfully aware of the fact that Connor is the only camper not currently wearing an orange Camp Half-Blood t-shirt.
I'm gonna gesture and I'm like, did you see that? Let's see, Connor. He's probably gonna. He's useless.
I try to avoid gazing into the woods. My cousin says it doesn't do well for my psyche.
Which cousin? Everybody here is a cousin, Connor.
No, not my camp cousins. My like mortal cousins or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, people have mortal cousins, you know.
but I mean, yeah, no, I figure it's just you. I'm just gonna go, and I just stand up and just go to the entrance of the tent and just kind of stare into the woods, see if I can catch a sight of this person.
So the person that you see walking around out there, they're wearing like all brown and green clothes, like purposely, like seemingly purposely to blend in with the trees and the woods. And they are talking into something almost like a walkie-talkie, which is weird because walkie-talkies don't really work at camp. You guys don't use them at camp because of the whole radio signal thing. And you're too far away to hear what they're saying, but they're looking around and they keep like updating into this thing they're holding in their hand.
So you're telling me they look shady?
Yes. Hella.
Is there anybody else that's visible from where I am?
Yeah, you would see a few random campers in their regular orange t-shirts, armor, etc., running around every once in a while. There's a few of them that like run past and they're being chased by one of the Ares kids, like one of the a really short young Ares kid that's just like screaming at them.
Oh god, it's a halfling barbarian.
Yeah, and you see just like a couple other people like scanning through the woods.
All right, if anybody,
talking with their teammates, etc.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this person,
Mhm.
but I'm also gonna try to like flag down a more just somebody else, so that I don't go down to the person alone, and then I'll approach.
Okay, someone to come with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you ask to come with you? Would you ask Melly, or would you find somebody that's not in the medic tent?
No, I think I would let Melly to heal, do the work that we were supposed to do. I'll probably, if I see somebody running past, I'll just be like, "Hey, come here. I need your help."
Okay. I'm going to
Oh, I know. I'll
Make
do
a-
it to one of the Aries students.
one of the Aries kids. Okay.
Yeah,
So
this
this
is gonna end up bad, but sure.
this kid is Evan.
Sure.
Evan is roughly your age, maybe a couple years younger. One of the slightly more chill for an Aries kid kind of way.
Mhm.
And he runs past on his way to somewhere, but you call him over and he's like, dude. But he walks over anyway.
There is shade happening and not from the trees. I need you to come with me.
Oh, for real? Okay. Bet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I'd lead him to the person with the walkie-talkie.
Okay. So as you are walking over, this person moves further and further away from you. Not quite like they know they're being followed, but they're like just walking deeper into the woods. And then after a minute or two of following them, I'm assuming somewhat quietly so that they don't notice, you see.
I'm gonna pull my ring.
And what is hidden in your ring? What is
my bow?
Your bow is hidden in your ring? Okay, very cool.
Yeah. Because I couldn't think of anything else to make with it.
No, it's really cool. I just could not remember, simply.
Could I have made it my horse? I just pull off my ring and there's a horse. No, it's my bow.
It's your bow. Okay, so this person, like, you lose track of them, but you make out a little bit more detail. This is a girl with very long black hair that's been tied back, and like she is walking like she's on a mission, like she has somewhere to be, and you lose track of her. Like she disappears in the woods somehow, and then out of the corner of your eye, you see, like, you think you see just the tiniest like spark, like a flash, like a tiny little flash of electricity of some kind. But when you turn to space it, like there's nothing there. Like the person is completely gone, and you're just in the middle of the woods with Evan the Aries kid.
But Evan saw it, right? The person? Okay.
Yep. Evan would have caught a couple glances of her. Yep.
I'm gonna turn to Evan. I'm gonna say, that didn't look like one of our own. I don't think we should interrupt the game. So just keep your eyes open. If you come across anyone, maybe from the Hermes cabin, let them know so they can spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go catch up with some of the adults, and and then we're just gonna split up, just head in opposite directions.
Yeah, it was shady. I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. And then I'm gonna, instead of going to the medicine tent, I'm gonna head probably looking for either a dryad or one of the cabin leaders, or maybe I'll probably look for a dryad, and if I don't find any, I'll head up to the main cabin and talk to whoever's in charge of camp, which I think it's still Kyron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
so as you are walking up to the big house, just around the back, you see that flash of electricity just one more time, just the smallest spark of it. And on that note, we're gonna pivot and talk to Rascal and talk about what you're doing during Capture the Flag. What are your plans?
Oh joy. Well, it depends on how well they can pull this off. They're going to pretend to be sick to just get out of capture the flag altogether. They're going to go to breakfast, get oatmeal, get like some chocolate milk, and like not necessarily scarf it down, but like put it in like a jar or a bag. And just like in the middle of training or on one of the camp activities, manage to go and just spill it.
So you are at combat training, weapons training, with led by Noah Raptus, who's one of the Athena kids, and there's a few other campers there. One of them is from the Aphrodite cabin. There's a couple from the Demeter cabin. None of them seem particularly excited to be there, which you probably have in common with them. So when you do this, they all just like, whoa, all right, go, just leave. They don't question it for a second.
Perfect. Then I guess step 2, once like the yeah, I'm gonna go with it. As soon as like everybody's going off for capture the flag and whatnot, perhaps they do a little bit of shopping, aka going through people's shit. Itty bitty
Okay.
things, not things that like
Okay.
necessarily are precious, but things that won't be missed, like an Aphrodite kid's like unopened lip gloss or like a water bottle from the Poseidon cabin. Don't tell Allie, don't worry about it. Just just little knickknacks.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll to see how many things you find.
Cool. Am I rolling with any of the attributes or just a regular 2d6?
Let me look at what the attributes are, because I'm trying to think of which one would be. We'll go with judgment for that one. Roll with your judgment to see if you can judge whether things are worthy for you to take.
All right, big money, no whammies. Let's see. That's a 7.
A 7. Okay, so you do indeed find an unopened thing of lip gloss. It is like still in the packaging, even like the plastic wrapper has not yet been taken off. So that's like hitting gold right away. And you find you don't find like a nice like reusable water bottle in the Poseidon cabin. You find one of those like plastic ones that's been like half filled. But it was left by somebody's bedside, so clearly they were going to go back to it. So you found those 2 things in cabins. And what else? What else would you like to do? Are you going to go into the woods at all? Do you have other plans?
Not really. Like,
No, not really.
So not so great haul, but that'll do. Just gonna
Okay.
sprint right back to
So
Hermes cabin.
So when you're on your way back to the Hermes cabin, you are passing in front of the Ares cabin, and from off to the side, you hear this like gruff older voice be like, "Hey, what are you doing out here?"
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Some might say I live here. I think that's enough. Who are you? Howdy.
You would recognize this person as Clarice. Yes, that Clarice. She stuck around at the camp for a very long time and helps out with a lot of the weapons and combat training. So she is like an instructor at camp and is like a weathered sailor of camp. And is still just very standoffish and mean, kind of a bully. You would remember one time she like made you all go through the pacer test in phys ed like 4 times in a row.
My goodness.
But anyway, so you recognize this person as Clarice, who is a like camp staff member.
Well, howdy, Miss LaRue. What are you doing not at Capture the Flag?
What are you doing not at Capture the Flag?
I have a pinch of the illness. I don't know if you saw. It's just awful. Ugh. I still have something like maybe in my throat that just hasn't come out yet.
So why aren't you in bed?
Because the air is good for you. I just needed to walk in, walk out. And that's where I'm headed, right back to my bed. So I'm just gonna out of here, out of your hair.
Clarice kind of just rolls her eyes once and is like, you know what? You'll heal faster at the medic tent. Let's go.
All right. And they stomp along.
So you guys go over to the medic tent and you sit down in front of Melly, and Melly's like, I thought you weren't coming to capture the flag.
I was told I'd heal better in the medic tent. So here I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's wrong?
Well, I don't know if we're enough of friends to say what is wrong. Oh, you meant physical. Stomach ache. Just not feel virus, bug, what have you. Just
Mm.
yeah.
Melly kind of like takes a step and a half back and looks over their shoulder and is like, the only like magic healer person just like walked away. I don't have anything that can help you right here, but you might be able to go find them if you try to catch up.
No, you know what? I think I'll just take a cot and chill. I'll be fine. I promise. If I projectile, it'll be in the opposite direction.
All right. And Melly just kind of gives you like a very knowing look and then turns to Clarice and is like, they'll be fine over here. We'll take good care in the medic tent. And Clarice walks away. And then it is around this time that all of you feel this weird rumble in the ground. And Allie and Viren, you guys know what this is. We have been through it. And so the ground rumbles just a little bit, just enough that like, you know, it's not an earthquake, but like something is upsetting the ground. And you start to see this thick black fog crawl out from the woods and just like start to cover everything. And it washes over the medic tent. It washes over Solar. You're on your way to the big house. It washes over you completely. And it's like you can't see anything. You can't see your hand in front of your face. It is that thick in front of you. And after a little bit, a few moments, it starts to clear and you kind of, cough it out a couple times and the air still seems to be fine once again, but you are no longer outside. You are not at the medic tent. You are not walking your way through a pasture on the way to the big house. You are deep underground. You are surrounded by packed dirt walls. There's Solar, it's a long corridor that you ended up in, and like at the far other end, you can kind of make out, there's like a couple torches on the wall, you can kind of make out like the white fabric on top of the medic tent. So you can kind of see it in this long straight hallway. But other than that, there's nothing else. And Rascal, you'd be in the medic tent. Half of it, when everything comes to again, the two of the legs have been like kind of swallowed by the dirt wall, like stuck in the wall. Like it appeared like over the legs of the tent. So there's like 4 inches of the cot that you're sitting on that are also embedded in the wall. But you yourself are just sitting on the cot now, deep underground in the dark. Not the dark. There's a couple torches, but like the dark.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta give it a second. Nothing is surprising at this point. Like years of heroic deeds and quests and whatnot. This isn't the worst thing that could possibly happen. So they just like meander off the cot and just start wandering.
Okay. All right. We are going to veer to our other two players who have, let me find my notes. You two, Ali and Viren, have found yourself in this underground tunnel. You cannot see the medic tent or anybody else. It is just you two, Zoe is there, and Molly is there. And so it's the four of you, and you're just underground. And as everything goes silent, you just stand there for a couple moments. And then off to the side, there is another quick puff of black fog, but it's not fog this time. It's more like smoke. And a man in a very clean cut, all black suit appears out of this puff of smoke. He has like fiery golden eyes and he looks very serious. And he says, "Hello, young demigods. I have come to collect my daughter for a small task. Yes. Zoe, come along." And you would recognize this man as Hades, who's going to snatch Zoe away. And Zoe very quickly is like, "Oh, well, what is it?" And he just snaps his finger and she's gone in a puff of smoke. And Hades says, "I also come bearing a warning. The situation you find yourselves in is more dire than you may yet realize. Something ancient stirs that can never be allowed to wake. Fix it."
Is that all the advice you're gonna just fix it?
Is there some other advice you were looking for?
Perhaps you could share a bit of knowledge about what we're doing here?
Oh, are you expecting a prophecy? I don't seem to have any of those with me. Small pockets. I'm sure you'll find one while you're down here.
Yeah, we don't need a prophecy. So you're just gonna take Zoe and leave us down here?
Well, I am on my way to pick up two of my other children. But yes.
Cool. Yep. Sounds about right.
Well, tell Zoe good luck on the college apps for me. Oh dear.
Yes. She's making us all very proud. Now, if there's nothing else, I have business to attend to. And he snaps his fingers again, and he's gone in a puff of smoke. Presumably having taken Zoe down to the underworld for, I don't know, LSAT studying or something. So you guys are now Zoe-less. It's you two and Molly, and you are in this underground cavern. You can hear faint echoes of other campers, like kind of bouncing off the walls, but they sound very distant. And the walls are cool to the touch, like very cool underground feeling. And the only light comes from a single torch on the wall about 10 feet away. But other than that, it is dark.
Okay. Before I do anything, I'm assuming that like the flags are on like those sticks, like a standard thing.
Yeah, if you were holding the flag, you're still
Yeah.
holding it.
I'm just gonna rip the flag off of the stick and tie it as a sash around my body.
Okay.
Because we may be in mortal danger, but I'm still gonna win capture the flag.
Yeah, it's important.
I think Viren takes note of this and just shakes their head like, we might die.
I've almost died before. It's not that exciting. And like,
Yeah, so have we all. We've all faced a monster. Come on.
yeah, well, I mean, if I make it out alive, I'll win at least. And what about, what were you doing? You weren't even playing.
Well, I was kind of playing on a third team that I made out of like 7 people who were bored.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. What, were you upset that no one asked you to be on their team or something?
No, I was just bored too.
Okay.
Anyway, we need to figure out, are we the only ones down here? I thought I heard someone.
I heard other people yelling, so I guess. I mean, I think trying to navigate this place is kind of impossible, but
I wouldn't say impossible for
We-
me.
I mean, we
probably.
could pick a direction and go in it, but I don't know, because I'm assuming, like, would I know that we're in the labyrinth? Would I be able to assume
I mean,
that?
You could make an assumption because you are just in an underground tunnel that magically appeared out of nowhere. But other than that, you don't really have any like concrete evidence of where you are.
Okay.
Molly pipes up and is like, wait a second, is this not part of the game?
Well, I thought at first that Zoe yanked us down here, but this whole place feels really weird.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
Well, Baron, you said that you have some sort of way of maybe pointing us in the right direction to get out of here.
Yeah, the labyrinth is very confusing for half-bloods, but for non-half-bloods like me, if we're observant enough, we can kind of navigate. Hey, GM, I'd love to pierce the veil.
Okay.
I have a
Me-
move for this, actually.
Does okay. What does your move do? What is it called?
My move, Clever Girl. You have a knack for tracking prey. Roll with metal instead of judgment when you pierce the veil to follow or find someone. I am attempting to find other campers.
Okay. And I need to find where the options are. Okay. Go ahead and make that roll.
Rolling with metal. Oh, and if I have divine senses, they will need supernatural help to throw me off their scent.
Well, I mean, you are in the labyrinth, so that
That's
counts
fair.
as supernatural help. I'm gonna make that call.
But that is a 9.
That's a 9. Okay, so you get to ask 2 questions, and then because of remove, you get to ask a third since it was a hit. So, do you have the options of the questions pulled up?
I do.
Okay, so while you're looking at them, thinking about them, I'm going to read them out for the sake of our other players in the audience. The options are: what happened to this person, place, or thing recently? What is the greatest danger with this person, place, or thing? When was this person, place, or thing made? When did blank happen? Where did this person, place, or thing come from? Who is responsible for this person, place, or thing? And how can I get this person, place, or thing to blank?
How can I get this person, place, or thing to lead me to other campers is going to be my first question.
Okay.
What is the greatest danger with this place? Will be number 2. And can I figure out who is responsible for this?
That one's gonna be pretty tough, but
Can I figure out it wasn't Zoe who did this?
Just give it a moment. It'll come up. I promise that one will get answered soon.
All right.
So the first
Awesome.
one was, how can I get this person, place, or thing to lead you to the other campers? You see, if you like look down one of the hallways and concentrate like really hard, you can just see a very, very faint green line of smoke trailing along the center of the floor down one end of the hallway.
I'm just
and
going to
then-
point at
well,
it
Okay.
and yell, that way. That's the thing.
And what was your second question again? Oh, what's the greatest
Uh,
danger?
Yeah.
So immediately the greatest danger you would think of is if you get stuck down here, there are no discernible sources of food or water, which is rough. If you are of the assumption that you are in the labyrinth, you would understand that it moves around. It has a kind of consciousness. There are monsters lurking about. But the greatest danger that you can get a sense of, there is just, as someone who is connected with the earth, there's a weird sense of it being kind of alive. Like there is something very intentional about the way that this tunnel feels. It's more of a vibe than anything concrete, but it just feels a little teeny bit like you might be being watched.
I hate that, but okay. I'm going to point out the green smoke to Molly and Allie.
Okay, neither of them would see this, but they can.
There's the thing that
choose to.
teleported us. It's over there. Are we going?
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab my shepherd's crook and just start like marching after it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
Molly's
gonna
like,
follow.
all right, and just starts walking along. So you guys are walking down the hallway, and it's just like it just stretches out like for what feels like forever. You don't really have a sense of time of how long you've been walking, but eventually you come upon one of your other campers who is holding a bow and arrows, and you have come across Solar in this long dark hallway. You're muted.
I was saying that was me. I heard my name. Hello, I'm Solar. How's it going? As soon as I see them, I immediately rush up and I'm like, "Hey, you guys hurt? You guys need any healing?"
I could
Yeah.
use quite a bit, actually.
I could use a
Okay,
little.
I'm gonna heal them. Just-
All right,
Really
so since
quickly.
these are, we're referring to them as run-of-the-mill capture the flag injuries, so that is not a problem for you. It's something you're familiar with.
Yeah. So you guys you've been
Fully healed?
Solard. Yep.
Solar.
It'll
Nice.
catch on, guys. I promise it will.
We should just call
Uh,
it the touch of Diaz. Like sun-kissed,
See,
you know?
this is why I like you. All right.
All right, let's go make sure no one else
Where-
is dead.
Also, where are we exactly? What happened? I was like walking, and then I was still walking, but like in a different place.
Yeah, we kind of think we might be in the labyrinth, the one that hasn't really made an appearance for a really long time.
You mean like the one from the stories?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He physically looks like he's about to just faint.
Okay. Like it's fine. It's fine. I mean, my older brother, you've heard of my older brother. Like,
Yeah, we know you have a famous sibling. It's okay.
it's fine. I'm just saying he made it through. We can make
Do I
it.
look like your brother?
Not even
I've
a
been-
little bit, but
I know. I've been in camp. We need to go find everybody and get out of here.
yeah, that's kind of the plan.
The tent for the med tent. It was over there. That's where Melly
Yes.
is.
As far as I know, that doesn't really matter down here because we could be in California.
You can still see it about
There is a tent,
20
like-
yards down, poking
I
out of
see.
the wall.
Yeah,
If I see
the
the
tent
med
is
tent, I'm gonna wander over.
literally right
In
over
there. Okay.
Yeah, this is just one like long straight hallway.
Cool.
By the way, I don't know if it's possible, but I imagine my bow being the gift that my father gave me glows.
Hmm.
Since it's a sun, it's
Yeah.
a bow given by the god of. So I'm just gonna pull it out and hold it up. Like a
Yeah,
torch.
nice. And I think most weapons made of celestial bronze also have a
Oh,
very
that's
faint
true.
glow to them.
Yeah.
So it's probably like that, but a little bit stronger.
Let's go. And I was gonna say let's go, but I'm not gonna move because I'm waiting for Allie to go first.
Viren definitely already started marching towards the medical tent.
If he's going first, I'll go second.
So as you guys are walking up to it, you would see Rascal getting up and just barely starting to walk away. if you are indeed still walking away when these new people are walking up to the tent. But other than that, you would see Melly in the tent, who takes one look at Viren and just does like an up and down kind of thing, and is like, "Hey,
Hi.
Hi. I found
Hi.
them.
What?
and
Are you,
the other
don't
people
split
that
up,
are-
I'll say over to Rascal, who's like about
Yeah.
to. Don't what?
I gotta stop.
Where are you
And
going?
then, like,
Yeah.
okay, voices is probably a good thing. Well, howdy, friends, right? Friends. Allie, Solar, Vicodin, Vilo, Violin, Violence. Viren. There we go.
I give you your breakfast every morning. I cook it every morning.
There's a lot of beautiful V words out there. You just spark so many.
So the other people in the tent, the other people in the tent. So Melly is there. Connor is sitting on one of the cots, just like has like retreated into their hoodie, like up over their head, and is like, I always knew it would come to this. And is just sitting there kind of in their own little world.
Connor, you're not dead.
So we agree in the instance that push comes to shove, we're eating him first, right? Like,
Yeah.
nobody. Okay.
We're not going to eat anyone. We're going to get out
You
of
might
here.
not have to, but we
Connor
need
Pipers
people
was like,
first.
hey.
Hey.
No, it's okay.
I'm not
That
gonna
means
let
you're
them
part
eat
of the
you,
group.
Connor.
It's fine. You're just emergency food. It happens sometimes. Don't worry about it.
You're doing it for the good of everybody. Mostly me, but for the good of everybody.
So
Okay, fine. If it gets to that point, whoever dies first, obviously we eat first.
But
But it's
it
probably
won't.
Connor. Let's be clear. Survival
But
of
it
the
won't
fittest.
get
So
to
Connor
that
is
point.
there. Lincoln had left the medical tent before this happened, so Lincoln is no longer there. And then the other person who is just walking up from a little bit like in the other direction is Clarice, your instructor, and is like, "Is everybody okay? Is anybody dead?"
I
Not
mean,
that I can
if
tell.
they were, they wouldn't answer you. So
Well, I
We
mean,
got somebody who's dead inside. Does that count? Present.
But the rest of you
don't
can answer me, can
encourage
you
him.
not?
No, coach, we're all okay.
Okay. And then you can see that Clarice is like very, very shaken by this. And you would remember that Clarice has been in the labyrinth once before, and it was not a fun time. So Clarice is like very uncharacteristically like shaken and scared, and you can tell she's gonna be like kind of a little useless in decision making, but is still gonna like do what she can to protect like the campers, like the kids. So yeah, that's who all is there.
I would do a thing if possible. Rascal, it like gives a second and like starts thinking and starts rummaging through all the pockets. Drops the lip gloss, drops the water bottle, and pulls out a little Rubik's cube. And they start twisting it and like not necessarily to solve it, but eventually there's a click and they pry it open. And I would like to use. Oh, you mean this gate key? It's a trickster move. You are able to produce a
Yes.
small object which is useful in the immediate situation, but it's not 100% correct and only works once. But since I have a puzzle box that gives me the gifted, the object works perfectly the first time, no glitches.
Okay.
So
What is it that you are pulling out of your puzzle box?
I was gonna leave it up to Herald discretion. They just like jam their hand in this little circle bit.
Okay. Something that might be helpful
Mhm.
in where you are.
Bag
The
of
full
food.
map of the labyrinth.
Wow!
Ha ha ha.
The attention that Connor asked for.
So as you are fiddling with this Rubik's Cube, need to pull up the right document. As you are fiddling with this Rubik's Cube, there is another rumble, very small one, like just a very small rumble. And then there is a voice that echoes through the cavern, like it's on some kind of loudspeaker. like some kind of high school PA system almost is what it sounds like. And the voice says, "Heroes, welcome. I hope you don't mind, but I've gone ahead and raised the stakes for this week's little game. See if you can find your way out. If not, well, you've heard what happens to those who get lost in the labyrinth. How was it Chiron starts these things? There's no boundary line. The entire maze is fair game. All magic items are allowed. Prisoners may be taken. Killing and maiming are allowed. I will serve as referee. Arm yourselves." And then it doesn't say anything else. The voice fades away.
Oh, hiss, tomato.
And then if you look around at the other people there, you would see that Clarice and Molly, well, Clarice doesn't look any more shaken, but Molly is like, has gone kind of pale and looks like really jarred by hearing this voice.
Viren's gonna just go ahead and pick up the water bottle that was dropped and just,
Okay. First of all, is that my water bottle?
it's a drought year, and I just
You're
drank some
asking
of it.
more questions, actually.
Okay. I've told you not to take my stuff.
Look, I can't help myself. I was birthed from the god of thieves. Look, it's not me, it's my vocation. Anyway, you're asking the wrong questions.
I said that was my first
Okay, then
question.
give me a second. You're talking too much. Give me a second question, Allie. Gosh.
Who was that?
I don't know. We're doing Saul capture the flag, I imagine.
And then when you pull this item out of your puzzle box, it is a small silver key, almost like a skeleton key. And you would recognize this as something that Chiron usually, it's the same shape as the key that Chiron usually carries around that goes to the big house.
Okay.
If the whole medical tent was transported here, does
Well,
that mean all
this
the
medical
buildings were too? I'm saying that to the group.
I
Oh.
hope not. I really would hate for my cabin to be underground.
Actually, I remember seeing some shady business going around before we got inevitably transported to our inevitable doom.
Oh, so this is your fault for not reporting it.
I reported it, excuse you, spoke, I
Oh, you
told.
reported to the wrong people, apparently, because now we're all in.
Oh,
Big vomit.
sorry, it's not my fault that Clarice was busy here with you while I was off
Listen,
doing
still-
what I'm supposed to
you
do.
can't pass the blame on me. I rebuke you. on
Anyway,
it.
I was on the way to the main cabin to talk to Kyra, and I had also spoken to Evan from the Ares cabin. I passed the information on to him as well. I was chasing somebody. They were talking into some kind of device, and they were shady. There was some. Oh, there was also some kind of static that I saw around near the cabin right before this whole thing just went down, pun intended.
Great. Oh, well, I got a key. And
Good. I have a bow.
everything. I feel like that's a reference of some sort, but I'm going to glaze over you. If everything is sinking, well, at least the med camp, we can probably, I'm talking a lot. We should start moving.
Yeah, agreed.
So I am gonna also try to pierce the veil real quick, since I can. But because I have a thing that gives me a +1 to my rolls when I do pierce the veil.
Okay. What move is that? Just so I can take a look at it.
It's called esoteric, etc. When you pierce the veil about something truly obscure, take a +1 to the roll.
Okay, truly obscure. That I feel like this qualifies as truly obscure. You're right. All right, go
It's
ahead
a-
and
Listen, it's obscure to me.
I mean, it's pretty obscure in general.
That is an 8. So I get to ask 2 questions.
Did you
Is
add?
it-
Did you add your judgment to that?
Oh, right. I have a
2d6
judgment.
plus judgment, and then +1 with your move.
So 9. Still,
So 9 total. Okay,
Could
I guess
Yeah.
it's the same range.
Could I attempt a provide aid here?
Yeah. After Solar asks questions, we can do that one. So you get to ask 2 of those questions from that list. Do you have the list in front of you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask, what happened to the person that I saw?
That you saw.
So it's like, what happened to this person, place, or thing recently?
Mhm.
I'm asking
Okay.
that about the person that I was following in the woods.
Okay.
I'm
So are
assuming
you?
this is like communion with my dad.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like, are you asking the
Yeah,
other
be
people
like-
there?
I'm just gonna be
More
like,
of a
"Hey, Dad."
cosmic asking.
please be useful for once. Who was that person? But not actually in those words, because then he'll be mad and I won't get any answers.
So you don't hear anything directly like sentences as like a verbal response, but you do very suddenly, like, just remembering seeing this person in the woods and then the flash of her walking behind the cabin. You have a memory in your head of seeing this person before, and you can see her face and who she is. She is another one of the you would recognize this person from camp the previous year, in previous years. And did I give her a last name? No. So you would recognize this person as Madeline, who is a daughter of Hephaestus, who was on the quest last year and did not return from the quest. So you remember her face now
Okay.
after that. And then you also get to ask one more question.
Okay. Um, hmm. I'll ask. How can I get this group to the main cabin?
To the big house?
Yes. Is that because that's what was said that the key was for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Well, that's what it looks like.
what it looks like, of course.
It
So I'm
looks
going off of
like-
the
The key that Chiron uses for that.
yeah.
Um,
I'm going off of the assumption
So-
that that's what it is.
yeah. So you specifically don't see anything, but Viren, that faint line of green smoke has not faded. You can still see that continuing down one of the tunnels. So you do have one person in your group that can help get you somewhere.
So follow Viren is the answer.
Yes. You would remember that since Viren is not a demigod and is like not necessarily more mortal, but
Mhm.
not divine, they can see around the maze a little bit better. So you would remember that Viren would have that kind of ability.
Interesting.
And then Milan, you wanted to do provide aid.
That was just to try and bump up the roll.
Oh,
that
to bump
Solar's
up?
made. Yeah.
Okay. Whoops, I thought it was unrelated. So if you can go ahead and try to make that roll, and then if it does end up adding a +1 or 2, Solar will just get to ask a third question. So how are you helping out?
I guess it's not really doesn't really make sense. I was thinking I would just be. I thought it was going to be like theory crafting, but if Solar just got divine insight, that's
Okay,
not something I
okay.
can help with.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, but my dad is the god of prophecies. I kind of have to.
I mean, prophecies aren't everything. There are a lot of really
Uh,
weird ones.
Yeah, I know. But I'm also like I have very few things that I'm good at, and I have to tap into those. So
You're good at a lot of things, Solar.
sure. My dad didn't really say anything. I'm assuming because I'm underground, but I got the feeling that I should let you take us to our destination, Byron.
How convenient that is what he came to the conclusion of. Great, awesome, excellent.
I mean, have you met my dad? I mean, come on, it's like the expected thing.
Well,
rascal.
anyway, I turn to the other our NPCs here. Should we all? Do you all agree? Are we heading to are we trying to find the big house and see if it's down here?
I guess. I mean, if we can
Yes.
find a way out of here, that would be perfect. But
Also, the other information that I got was that the person that I saw was. I'm trying to think of. What was it? What was it? I didn't
Mal.
understand. That
Madeline.
person. My brain is not functioning today.
You're good. It's fine.
I'll pretend
The
you
person-
said Madeline.
Thank you. It was that person that was from the thing that happened last year.
Madeline?
Yeah,
Huh?
that one, her. That's what I saw.
Who never came back
Oh.
to camp?
Well, clearly she did. Sorry, I cope with comedy. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Madeline, daughter of Hephaestus. And,
Yeah. Can we walk and talk at the same
Yeah, I
time?
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's a
let's
really
walk.
great idea.
and actually, while we walk, Lincoln is not here. We need to find him because I forgot that he wasn't here. I was gonna.
Well,
ask
to be
him
fair,
questions.
there's a lot of campers that aren't here.
Well, I know, but he's a child. Anyway,
Katie's okay.
let's go.
You do have a very combat capable counselor staff person at the medic tent that you could leave the youngins with if you wanted to.
Oh no, I would like to go with the party. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Actually,
and
that's a good
as-
idea. We should leave Connor behind with Clarice.
As you are discussing this, Molly finally pipes up and is like, if you saw Madeline and that voice was Theo, we have a problem.
Wait, but the voice was Theo?
Who's Theo?
Yeah. Didn't you recognize?
I mean, we were in the middle of mortal peril, so we may have missed the voice print.
So
don't-
you guys would remember the name Theo as another demigod from that quest who also went and did not come back.
Oh, Sol's just really bad with like voices and names. He has an encyclopedic knowledge of faces, but names and like voices, no way.
Didn't Theo like die or something?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Somebody died.
And Molly says, no, that was Jaden.
Viren was also saying that in character. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this Revenge of the
Let's.
Cousins?
Viren just doesn't say anything else and just starts walking,
Gonna
trying
follow.
to go the way.
And
we're
as
walking and
you're
talking.
walking, Molly calls after you very briefly and is like, if you're going somewhere, you need to know he's dangerous.
Theo?
Yeah. I fought with him a lot of times at camp in combat training. He's probably the most dangerous demigod I've met.
Isn't he a son of Aphrodite?
Yeah, but don't let it fool you. He's wicked with a sword. Do not underestimate him.
Okay. Good to know. Let's go, I guess.
Please take care of Connor. If he talks too much, just tell him a story and he'll stop talking and listen. If you made the protagonist just wear all black, he will just pay attention. It doesn't matter what the story is about as long as the protagonist is wearing black. He'll listen and just pay attention to you and probably fall asleep because he doesn't like anything at all. Just take care of him.
Molly's like, okay, noted. And Connor pipes up and is like, are you talking about me?
What? No, Connor, no. Take care of her, yeah?
Oh shit.
You got it.
I'm gonna quickly go up to Melly and just like as an aside, we probably should talk soon again.
Do you not see some more immediate issues to be dealt with?
Right. Yeah, obviously. Yes.
You can wait.
Don't worry. This is gonna take like a minute. I'll be honest, you're the most level-headed person in this group, and I gesture to the people around.
You're right.
I just hand her the water bottle and walk away without saying anything else.
Okay, perfect. She's just kind of like, okay.
Minus one
Sets it
off.
I think
My water bottle.
So you guys are setting off down this hallway, and I think that is a good time to stop and take a quick break. So we are going to cut to a hot 5 or 10 for bios, drink some water. Our audience should also drink some water, take a stretch, and we will be back very soon. Hello, welcome back. This is episode 2 of The Beaten and the Damned, and we have just left our heroic demigods wandering down a long, dark hallway in the labyrinth underground, away from the medic tent where their other friends are. So, you are walking along this hallway, following a thin trail of green smoke that only Viren can see. And that's where you are.
The fact that I'm the only one who can see it doesn't concern me at all.
I'm
Well,
gonna
rest of them are
sound-
demigods.
Viren's not having a good time.
I'm about to make it worse because I'm about to saddle up to right next to Farron and just be like, well, we're talking and walking and talking. And I'm just gonna be like, so what was that thing that just went down back there?
We've been on a bit of a she dumped me they dumped me last year pretty much. It's been 6 months now.
Ooh, that's rough, buddy. How you feeling?
You know, all I can say is it was pretty warranted.
Oh, well then I'm not sorry, buddy. What did you do?
Can we talk about this another time maybe?
Oh, do you have
Kind of
somewhere to
focused.
be?
Yes, actually, I
That's a
need to
good
keep
point.
my eye
I
on
should-
that thing.
What thing?
Never mind.
Oh, okay. You know, it's okay to have emotions to talk about it.
This is the longest that we've kind of been in something like this. You know, it's
And what, like a mace or? Oh,
a break.
you're talking about. Yeah, sorry. I understand. So wait, you've been on breaks before then?
I mean, yeah, it happens from like of time to time. It's weird.
Sure. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I don't. Which she does. We only talk about like business, medical stuff. So like, this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're pretty private, so
This is true. I wonder what she would think if she finds out that you're telling her coworker all this private information.
well, you're my
Oh,
friend
buddy.
too.
Well,
Dude, come on.
Yeah. Why haven't we talked
Anyway.
about this before? In that case, do you not
That's
trust me emotionally?
of course I trust you. It's just
Okay,
I'm also kind of a private person, you know?
that's fair.
While they're having this conversation, Vasco's going to lean to Allie. So I'm not one for alliances, but I do have a question. Who are we leaving behind when things turn worse for worse?
Oh no, because Solar's not really a fast runner, but Viren's literally a tree.
Yeah, I will say, like, if we all got tripped up and like Solar fell on their face, no, it's not happening. They're gone. They're dead.
Yeah, it's really a toss-up. I
I mean,
think
at least-
for now, let's just
Mhm.
plan to keep everyone together. You know?
Mhm. But in case of emergency, we are using Viren as a shield, right?
I mean, I don't really use shields. I kind of, stab things, but
This is all just preventive measures, just in case.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying.
yeah, you owe me a water bottle for one. I accept payments in the form of another water bottle. For two, look, I know you can probably talk our way out of anything at the very least. So
Mhm, mhm.
I will focus on the stabbing and you can focus on the talking. And we'll let Solar focus on the healing and we'll let Viren focus on the guiding. So I guess we really can't leave anyone behind at this point because we all kind of serve a purpose. Also, I really need to find my brother. He's definitely going to be freaking out if he's down here.
If is the big, big 2-letter word for
Yeah.
today, tonight, whatever time it is. If.
Yeah. Shit. And then if everyone is down here, that means that the prisoners are down here. Which means we should probably get out of here as soon as possible.
Why? What happened to the what happened with the prisoners?
Nothing. It's just that I captured Noah Raptus and kind
cannot
of
lie.
have.
Of all the campers in Camp Half-Blood, you cannot lie to Rascal.
I'm not lying. I captured Noah and I took his
There it
hat.
is. Oh, there.
What?
I'm not saying anything, Juliet. I'm just saying I see where the problem is.
The problem is he wants his hat back, and if killing and maiming are suddenly allowed, I'm probably in trouble.
Listen, I think you're going to take it. You said you did the physical, you did the stabby. It's fine. Listen, don't worry about it. If we get to maim, that means I get to maim him first. As a joke, because I'm always in a silly, goofy mood.
Yeah, I've noticed. Look, Rascal, let's try and avoid killing and maiming, ourselves, because I don't know, I have a moral code and I would like to stick to it, even if
I've heard of morals. Morals are a thing. Morals are a thing that people can have.
yeah. Maybe I should be having this conversation with someone else. I don't really know.
It's a little too late.
Yeah. Wait, you know what?
And they keep walking.
I'm very confused right now.
So as you are walking, you're all having your fun-filled conversations about trust and emotions and so on and so forth. You come across a door. Just at the end of the hallway, there's a door. And then there's another hallway that goes off in another direction. It's just a big corner, but right in the corner, there's a door in front of you. And it is a large gated door made of warm brown wood that looks very oddly familiar to you, Solar. There's a bright white border around the outside of the door, and the door is just barely cracked open.
That's a problem.
Why does it look familiar? Why does it look familiar, Solar?
Oh, well, I don't know. I presume it's because it's from some prayer that I recognize. And I've been on 3 places in my entire life, and it's definitely not a door from Camp Half-Blood because we have cabins there. So
these are all correct assumptions.
that right there, and he says that I'm saying it in character, is it's a Puerto Rican door from a Puerto Rican house. Fine, are you sure that that's where we have to go?
Smoke trail go into it, or did it continue down the hall?
It does both. There's this tiny piece of it that wisps under the door, and the rest of it curves around to the turn of the hallway.
Solar, is this the door of your family's home?
I mean, it's hard to know for why, because there's similar houses, but considering that,
You could always walk in and find out.
considering who we are, where we are, who our parents are, and all that pertinent information, I would be surprised if that was a house for some other Puerto Rican family that just so happens to look like my house.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Be careful.
So it just it just creaks open like maybe an inch or two more when you knock on it, just because it's not like closed all the way and pressure on it. But there's no like verbal response behind the door from the other side.
Oh, but I want to know what's inside.
Can always look.
I'm gonna.
Do you want to do the
And I did
honors?
not mean to scare you this badly when I asked you those questions.
No, as a player, I know it's about to go down, but as a person, Soul would be super into going into the door right now. So he's just gonna take a few steps towards the door and just touch it. Not
Rascal's
open
gonna
it.
swing it wide open. Take the
Okay.
door to swing.
Wonderful.
Kick it.
So this door slams open under Rascal's, I'm assuming, kick, because that would be fun. There's a little poof of like dirt dust that comes off from the wall where it like hits. And beyond the door is a short hallway. Not like the hallway you were just in, though. It is no longer a dirt packed wall. It is drywall, painted drywall, like the inside of a house. And if you follow the short hallway back, there's a thin staircase leading upstairs and a few other closed doors.
Oh.
So the trail goes in both directions.
Correct. There's a tiny part of the smoke that goes into this hallway, and then the rest of it.
I'm gonna hold my bow up high and I'm gonna stab into the house that is up for yeah.
So you step inside, and there's a few like photos and prints and stuff along the walls, which you would recognize as being on the walls of your childhood home. And you know what's behind the 3 doors at the bottom of the staircase. There's a bathroom, guest room, and just another room. You know what's in those. And you know where the staircase leads as well.
There's the laundry room out back. Then I point to the door at the end of the hall. I'm like, okay.
Oh, the door you just came in?
No, the way that I envision is there's like the entry door, and then there's
Mhm.
the long hallway at the other end is the door to the the laundry room, which is at the back.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And are the stairs inside the laundry room?
The stairs are immediately to the right.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is my left hand. I don't know why I said right. Well, I mean,
You wanna-
it's my personal home. I'm scared. I'm gonna head
wanna
upstairs.
Stay out here? Okay.
No, I'm heading
Yeah,
upstairs
well,
already.
well, you know, well, so Largos, I'm just gonna put some pieces together. So we might be in a contraption made by 2 demigods who are a little angry. I can admit there's a reason to be angry at the institution that is camp, and we're just gonna fall into the trap that may be, like I said, told you, gone first. Like with a finger at Allie.
As I get to the top of the stairs, I'm gonna pull on.
Has everybody else come in
Oh, yeah,
too?
is-
Are you guys all following?
Of course, Allie would. Allie obviously would.
I'm going to.
Oh, Rascal, you're not following? You're gonna sit
Rascal
outside?
opened the door but stayed outside. If there's
Okay.
any proof of his character, right?
Okay. And are you not gonna go in at all?
Oh no, we're gonna see who comes out.
I'm going
Uh,
to wedge the door open with something, just like, I don't know, so like a door stop. Just make sure it doesn't close behind us.
Okay.
In preparation, can I do a move?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to do practical tactical brilliance. Can I do that? Beforehand? I
You
think
wanna
I
be a
can.
Hamilton
Probably. Let me read what it says.
It just gives us like
Is this from a borrowed playbook?
yes, it's from the Warrior Playbook.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just trying to find the right page to look at.
I knew those questions meant that I was gonna have to deal with personal family trauma. Who would have thought there was gonna be some of that in a Percy
Yeah,
Jackson AP?
okay. Gotcha. Okay, so go ahead and roll the 2d6 plus prowess.
Okay, and my
How many
prowess.
holes get?
Let's see. My prowess is a number. Yep.
One of
Oh
those.
God. Let's see. I got a 6. So that's fun.
So with a 6, you can hold 1 and take 1 harm, ignoring armor, or hold none.
I'll take the harm and the hold.
Okay. All right. So you will be able to use any one of these holds within the next scene or so. The options are take harm in place of a nearby party member, add +2 to a party member's smite roll, or you and a party member pick an additional option from a smite roll, even on a 6. So those are you can keep those in mind as options as we move forward.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Solar, you went up the stairs?
Yeah, as I reach the top of the stairs, I'm gonna draw the string of my bow, and I'm just so it notches a sun arrow onto it because it's I wield the bow from the end of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It has its own ammunition.
That's very fitting for a magic bow.
I thought as such, and light, sun. My dad's an archer. I'm gonna open the door into the house proper.
Okay. So you open this door and you can see into a living room with brightly colored walls. There is, art on the walls and such, and you would instantly recognize this room as the living room from your childhood home. That you haven't been back to.
That carpet.
That you haven't been back to in years, not since. I will let you tell us what the inside of the rest of this apartment looks like.
Oh man. Not since what was it? I think we've settled on almost killing one of my friends.
Yeah.
With my own firepower, which is why I swore to healing as opposed to harming people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just enter the kitchen, the living room area.
Okay. And there is a woman that walks out that looks remarkably like you, as it is your mother. And she walks up to you and sees the dirt on your face and says, "Oh my gosh, you're home. What happened? Are you okay? I have snacks. I have snacks in the kitchen."
I'm gonna point my bow, my arrow at her, like at the ready, and I'm just gonna go, "Mom."
What? You could put that away. What are you doing? You're at home. No weapons in the house. I told you that.
Oh man. It's hard because as a player, I know this is not, but I am also a teenager who doesn't understand anything because he's never been out in the world.
Can I tell if this is actually a mortal person or something? I want to discern what this thing is. No mortal reacts that way.
Well, she's the mother of demigod. There is that. But so I will let you roll to pierce the veil. But before that, Viren, as you're hearing your mother speak to you, you can there's an open window in the kitchen and you look out it and it is the same view that you recognize. There's some other buildings. There is water in the distance. You can feel a nice breeze off the sea coming in, moving the curtains. It's this really does feel like your childhood home. And Viren is going to roll to pierce the veil. And I'm going to look at what those options are.
Unfortunately, I have to use judgment here. I can't use my medal for this one. That's going to be a 7.
7. Okay, so you can ask 2 questions from the list.
What happened to this place? What is going on here?
What happened to this place recently?
Yes. Is this actually here? Is this a creation? Here's a better one. Do I
Well,
still
see, that's
feel
a different question than what happened to it recently.
Here's a better one. When was this place made?
A long, long time ago.
Okay.
Long, long time ago.
Oh, man.
And you know what? I will also ask, what happened to this person, place, or thing recently?
What happened to this person, place, or thing recently? This person that you have just walked in on that looks exactly like Solar's mother has been in this house. I mean, she's just been here. She's been making snacks, you know, keeping the place clean, hanging
Smells
out.
perfectly like a mortal person, nothing else? Okay.
Well, that's not the question you ask.
Oh, I mean, I have divine senses. I feel like I could tell.
That's true. You do have divine senses. So this person does not smell like a monster. Other than that, it's pretty hard to tell because you're getting a lot of mixed signals from having just been like deep underground, and now there's this like ocean breeze coming in. It's really like crossing the wires, so it's pretty hard to tell, other than she doesn't seem to smell like a monster.
Plus, the 3 demigods are always just pungent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Excuse you, I cleaned up very well, thank you. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna put down the bell. I'm gonna turn it back into a ring, and I'm gonna hug my mom because going off of the the breeze and the warmth and the memories of Puerto Rico floating back in.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go in for a hug.
All right.
So
You're-
this is a totally legitimate, not at all a trap moment for me.
Yeah, no, you give your mom a hug and she hugs you right back, and she pulls back and says, you and your friends look so hungry. I have snacks in the kitchen. Let me go get them. And she turns
Why don't
around and
Eat. Okay.
what do you want to say something?
I don't actually eat food. Okay. Oh, never mind.
Oh, gotcha. She's in the kitchen.
No, it's okay. Mom's a really good cook. She'll
Sit. You and your
Doesn't-
friends will eat snacks.
It doesn't smell like a monster or an illusion or something.
Well,
Why would I
it's
smell like a monster?
It's my mom.
We have to find other people.
We found other people. We found my mother. Haven't seen her in so long.
If you want to stay here, that's fine. But I need to keep looking for other campers.
No, you
I
have
need to make
wait
sure
and eat.
people are safe.
Mom's making food for us. It's really good. It's Puerto Rican food. I bet you haven't had any of that too.
I haven't had any. I don't eat. I don't know how many times I need to say this. All right.
That's okay.
If you all want to stay in here, maybe I'll probably come back and get you when we find a way out of here. You and your mom. We'll all leave together. I've turned towards the door.
Allie, have you walked into the living room, or are you still downstairs, or where are you at?
I think I'm kind of in between the
Okay.
door we came in and where they are, because I feel like she would want to be nearby just in case there's trouble, but also be able
Okay.
to get to the door.
All right.
I am going to sit down and my favorite chair in the living room.
All right. Sit down in your favorite chair, and it feels just like the last time you sat in it, just as comfy, just as dusty. And
I'm gonna even
Viren,
take.
are you
I'm just
Viren,
gonna
are you
take off
leaving,
my-
or are you just kind of like slowly turning around? What are you?
Like, I'm gonna go towards the door and just try and open it and walk out.
Oh, the door hasn't closed.
Okay,
Well, this
then I'm just gonna
upstairs,
try
the
and
upstairs door hasn't closed.
yeah, I'm gonna try and walk down the stairs and leave.
Okay. So you walk down the stairs and you run into Allie, and you're walking down the stairs, and we're gonna keep the camera up in the living room. And Solara, you're sitting in this wonderfully comfy chair, and you're just getting like a few little waves of like homesickness. Like it's been so long since you've been here. And your mom comes back out of the kitchen with she's got oven mitts on, and she's holding a tray of cookies shaped and frosted like lotus flowers.
Oh man, I take one and eat it.
Really? Okay.
Well, I mean, I have knowing. Just a lot. Nothing's happening. He's just walking to his home, and it's his mom giving him cookies. He really likes her food. She's a really.
I
really
will
good
I will
baker.
say you've never seen your mother make cookies like this. They're like regular
but-
run of the mill, like Christmas sugar cookies with icing on them, shaped like lotus flowers. This is not the typical Puerto Rican food that you are used to. from
Well,
your
that
mother.
is true, but also it's been so long. Like
It has been
maybe
so
it's-
long.
maybe, you know, I may take one and just kind of hold it
Okay.
because my brain is like fighting between the fact that we were just underground and now suddenly we're home.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be like, Mom, it's been ages.
Yeah. And you're home. I made you snacks. Can't I make snacks for my child?
Well, yeah, but you don't seem surprised. I didn't know I was gonna be here.
I was very surprised. I said, "Oh, you're home." And then I went and got snacks.
But these were already made.
Yeah, I said I got them. They were in the kitchen.
Can I hear this from where I'm standing?
Yeah, you can hear at least enough of the conversation to like piece together what's happening.
I think while Viren walks past, I'm just gonna lean over and be like, I don't have any moms, and you have two. Are they all like this?
Like I seem to be repeating a lot. I'm not used to the whole snack making thing. I didn't live in a house.
I mean,
whoa,
do they
whoa.
provide you with like a UV light for photosynthesis or something that just tastes really good? Or
Something about that sounds racist. I'm just gonna put that out my way.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be. Oh, I hate to be the one with common sense, but I will be right back. And Rascal goes into the door, and
You're gonna come in?
yeah.
Okay.
Fish for Solar.
So you're gonna go upstairs?
Mhm.
All right. So you walk in the living room, you see Solar sitting in a chair, holding a cookie shaped and frosted like a lotus flower, and their mom standing in front of them with a tray of them. Tray of the cookies.
Hey, Rascal.
Good, Solar.
It's my mom. Mom,
Hi.
this is Rascal. It's a friend from camp.
It's so nice to meet your friends.
Hi, Mrs.
You never bring your friends around anymore.
If that's your real name.
It's Diaz. It's the name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should make myself look more presentable. And again, it's going around pockets, and they pull like one of those pocket knives. It's actually a comb, and they like try to put the teeth of the comb through their like messy hair, and instead like they swoop back and give their hand a twirl, and now we have our epic weapon. It's a sword. Listen,
Oh, dear. What do you have that up for? No weapons in my house.
they're
I'm
pointing
gonna
it at
immediately
Solar.
stand up.
Oh, it's Solar.
Oh,
Okay.
at me? Oh, I'm not gonna stand up then because that would be confrontational.
Listen, I'm gonna give you to the count of, let's say, count of one. before
And-
a mother has to see her son get decapitated in their childhood home.
Um, I mean, why?
Maybe you don't remember what's beyond those doors. A little dirt, a little people wanting us dead. I'm just trying to make this real simple. Or you can die here. That'll be easiest for you.
Rascal, I haven't seen my mom in a very long time. I just want to talk to her for a few minutes. I'm not.
Do you want to talk to an illusion? A trick? Come on, it's a lotus right there. Ugh.
I'm sure there's no need for this. Here, I made cookies. Have a snack. Sit down.
Yeah, mom's cookies are great.
They're gonna poke.
But like he says that, but you can tell that he's not eating it. Like a part of his brain, like the survival instincts are still there enough for him to know that there's definitely something wrong, but he still wants to feel his mom and his home and like he's finally here.
And they're gonna press the blade. Not necessarily like they're gonna angle it and
Did you just stab
slide it.
me?
Oh, wait. We're not there. We're not there. We're getting there, but we're not there.
Okay.
Just enough to make it serious.
Oh, no, they're sliding the blade like underneath their arm and like sinking it into the couch. And just inching closer and closer. Listen,
Couch is really expensive.
and so is your life, which I would say if I cared, but look, we can have our mortal mommy daddy issues on the way out. I promise. But if we're gonna stay together, if we're gonna survive, we might need everybody. I don't think so. I personally disagree, but this is absolutely painful. It's secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, you can keep the fantasy as long as you want to, but just keep it in here while we get the fuck out.
Solar, honey, aren't you gonna invite your other friends in? I'm sure they're hungry too.
He's just gonna close his eyes and stay quiet for a second, just thinking.
Ma'am,
Focusing.
your son's being threatened is just Allie from downstairs.
And I said no weapons in my house.
I don't think inviting everyone inside is a normal reaction to that.
I have known for a very long time what kind of child I have. Thank you very much.
This thing, you're really gonna let this be your fantasy? Come on, Diaz. I know it's nice, but
Solar's gonna stand up, ignoring Rascal and everybody else. He's gonna walk up to the window and just stare at the view. Just not gonna say anything, just stare for a few seconds.
Your mom's still standing there with the tray of cookies and says, "Isn't anybody gonna eat these snacks?" And as she says that, and as you are all standing there in silence, the door to the living room closes. The door that you walked in closes. So if you were in the hallway or on the stairs, you are now stuck between two closed doors. Rascal and Solar, you are closed into the living room. And your mom now has a slightly odd look about her. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something off. Maybe it's just a trick of the light, but when she blinks, it almost looks like her eyes are like straight line pupils, like a cat. And then she blinks again, they're gone, back to normal. Have a snack, dear.
Rascal's yanks the sword out. Okay.
I'm gonna
you ain't gotta watch
turn
this.
around. I'm gonna turn around and draw my bow. And
You
point it
would
at
draw your bow
Rascal.
at your own mother.
No, I'm putting it a rascal for now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I thought you had got past this Coraline shit. Okay, I'll take care of it. And they are slicing. Not
Okay.
Solar, but the
No, the thing is,
Oh, at the mom. Okay.
as you draw my mom's attention, I'm gonna shoot my mother.
Okay. All right. You are in combat. So are you rolling to smite your enemies? Is that what you're doing?
Me? Yeah.
So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus prowess, unless you have a move
Man,
that says to roll something else.
I don't have any of that, I don't think. Nope. All right. That is double sixes. That's a 12.
Ooh,
Oh, hey,
all right.
I got one of them things because I rolled double.
Oh, the doubles. Yeah, you get to
I get a thread.
a thread. That's what they're called. A thread is
Hell-
like it's like
hell
marking
yeah.
experience in the system. So on a 12, 10 plus, you get to choose 3 from that list or disarm your enemy. You can exchange harm, you can protect yourself, you can crush them, you can gain an advantageous position, make an opening, or take something from your enemy. You get to pick 3 of those.
I can pick 3 of those.
Roll a 12.
Oh, I think I'll do make an opening.
Okay.
Since I am in combat with somebody. Oh, I can pick 3 or disarm my enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just disarm her instead.
Okay. So you're just like knocking the tray of cookies out of her hands? Because you can't see that she's holding on, but she's still holding on to the tray of cookies.
Yeah. To me, it just looks like my mom.
Mhm.
That's great. I've always wanted to participate in matricide. It's fine. So I'll do the top 3 then. I'll exchange harm. I'll protect myself, and then I'll crush them as well.
Okay.
Since both of those 2 require exchange harm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you draw the string and you fire a celestial bow at your mother, and you're pretty close range. Where are you aiming to hit her with the bow? You can pick because you're real close. It's hard to miss.
I mean, I'm a son of Apollo. Archery is like my thing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that too.
I'm going for the headshot. It's because
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I may be adverse to violence, but I'm still really good at it.
Fair. All right. So the arrow hits her in the head, and it just kind of stays there. And she drops the tray of cookies and is just like getting very, very annoyed. And she still looks like your mother, except now she is a little bit
Unicorn.
taller. A little bit taller. And she's dropped the tray of cookies, and you can see that her nails are much longer and sharper than they should be. And her teeth are longer and sharper than she should be, or than they should be. So you have done 4 harm with your epic weapon, which I need to write down here.
Big strong.
And then she is going to, when she gets hit, she knocks back, drops the cookies, lashes out, and just swipes at you. And she would catch the side of your arm, which does normally 2 damage, but because you chose to protect yourself, you can like kind of dodge out of the way a little bit, so it just scrapes by and you only take 1 harm. And then you are increasing harm as well. So since you are such close range, it does 1 extra damage. And now it is Rascal's turn.
Rascal is not much of a fighter, so they're just gonna actions happen. They're hyped. They're gonna take the sword and just run her through the middle, like
Just run
turn
through
a
the
pin
middle?
to the wall.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll to smite your enemies.
Okay. I'm also gonna use what's that over there? You may use awe instead of prowess to smite your enemies,
Okay, all right.
but you can't use exchange harm. So let's
Okay.
see what that does. +2. That's gonna be a 9.
A 9. Okay. So 7 to 9, choose one from the list. And you cannot choose exchange harm. And how are you distracting her before you make your attack?
By being just a rabid possum, big battle cry, just a screeching yell, and just kebab into the wallpaper.
Good dog.
And with that, I'm gonna use a gain an advantageous position, so Solar has +1 forward.
Okay.
Wait, I meant making opening. There we go. So there
Make
we go.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And because you did not, because you can't exchange harm with this one, she manages to like roll out of the way a little bit, like just sidestep it just barely. So your sword like connects with the wall and leaves a dent in the drywall. And she says, no weapons in my house. And it is now her turn, and she's going to make a swipe at you. And she got a 9, so you guys are going to exchange harm based on weapons. So she's going to swipe at you and catch you on the shoulder, whatever she can reach.
Is this to Rascal or to me?
To Rascal,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Gotcha.
And that would do 2 harm. And then exchanging harm, whatever you are going to do with your sword would then do damage. Is your sword an epic weapon or is it just a regular sword?
It's an epic weapon.
Okay, so that would do 4 damage. I have to do math. Okay. So now it is Solar's turn again.
Oh man. She's. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna book it across, and I'm gonna try to open the door to let Allie.
Oh, you're gonna try to open the door. Okay. Roll to perform under pressure. So that's 2d6 plus metal.
Plus metal.
Mhm.
Oh man, I have a +1 for that one. That is 4.
Yikes. It doesn't budge. Like, in fact, like the handle won't even turn. It is like firmly.
I'm gonna
stuck.
knock on it, scream, Allie!
Okay, so you guys will hear that in
My
the
mom
hallway.
is trying to kill me. Please open the door. You're muted.
Yeah, I
you go.
think like as soon as the door closed, Allie was just like, shit. And like runs up to it. And when she hears Solar, I want to hold on.
And as you are thinking about this, as you're about to do what you're going to do, Solar, your mom is, exchanging blows with Rascal, etc., and says, "The beautiful one promised me a snack, and I will have." And her voice
What?
no longer sounds like your mother's voice.
Is she talking about Viren? Who's she talking about?
You know what? While they're trading blows, you hear that? The beautiful. I wonder who that could be. Maybe it was the from the beyond God. Maybe it's the Aphrodite kid. I don't know.
I don't know. Does she look any different? Can I recognize what she is at this point, or?
She still looks like vaguely human, just with the sharper teeth and sharper claws, and has kind of an oddly kind of feral look in her eyes, but like the bad kind, not like the fun kind. And like you just get the sense that she has been down here for a very, very long time.
I mean, probably a monster, right? Because she's got an arrow in her head. Like, I don't think a normal person would survive an arrow. I don't think a demigod would survive an arrow to the head. Okay.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else for me to do. I try to open the door, so I'll defer to the.
And what are we doing on the other side of the door?
So I'm gonna try and open the door.
You're gonna try to open the door? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to perform under pressure. 2d6 plus metal.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh
Now.
God. That's a 7.
7? Okay.
Uh-huh.
There's a complication, so you're gonna choose one from the list. You have the list
Okay.
in front of you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Whoops.
So for the audience, the options are: it takes longer than it should, something breaks, take 1 harm, the result is only partially effective, or your next roll is with disfavor.
Scary.
I'm gonna say something breaks.
Something breaks. Okay.
Yes.
So you stick a hand on the doorknob and it like wiggles a little bit, but it's locked, and you get presumably frustrated. So you just like kick it.
Yep.
And the wood next to the lock like splinters a little bit as it breaks. And the door swings open, but as it does, the floor beneath your feet starts to feel a lot more unsteady as that wood also begins to splinter.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in through the door and
I'm gonna get out of the way just for the record.
yeah. Can I just like heft my trident and like stab it?
We're gonna
Okay,
see what
someone else.
Viren is doing.
Okay.
We're still in the hallway, right, Viren?
Yep. Very
What are you up
not
to?
freaking out.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay, I knew this would happen. I'm just gonna try and bust through the front door.
Oh, the front door?
Yeah.
You mean the one that you came through?
Yep.
You mean the one that isn't there anymore?
Of course it's not. I knew it. I thought I'd put the
In
door
fact-
stop and it would
In
work.
fact, that whole front hallway is gone, and the stairs just go down.
I hate
There's,
making
is there a
decisions.
trail
on
of
things
smoke
that
downwards?
No, the green smoke actually does not go down the stairs. You can see just the faintest whiff of it right at the barrier of the door, just poking out from inside the house.
All right, I'm gonna go up into the room where the fighting is happening. Just shuffle past.
Okay. Are you gonna like make any attacks or do anything else? Or
Yes,
you're just
I am.
okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna attack.
You're just gonna attack? Okay.
Use a regular smite your enemies.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to smite your enemies.
That is a 4.
It's
It
a
couldn't
4.
even be doubles. It couldn't even
So-
have the decency to be 2 1s.
So when you are like, the stairs are starting to like splinter and feel really unsteady underneath you, which is extra bad because there's nothing underneath them. You book it toward the door, and as you're trying to jump over the threshold of it, you trip and you fall into the room. So you're down on the ground now. You fell tripping into the room. And Rascal, what are you doing now?
Hey. You mentioned, hey, I know we were fighting and everything, and it got a little crazy, little feral, little raw. You said the pretty one promised you a snack. Wouldn't you much rather eat somebody who is delectable and, like delicious to the face? What if we promise you him instead?
And she is still just as angry, like sneering at you at this point. She says, "My brethren left me down here a millennia ago. I am hungry and I will eat any snack I see."
Well, look, I am a master negotiator. We probably taste horrible. I've had nothing but bug juice and Mountain Dew for the past 72 hours. If you've been here for a millennia, you can hold on a couple more minutes, can you?
Sounds like you need to eat one of these cookies. And she'll like pick one up off the ground and just kind of like try to shove it in your face.
Look, cookies aside, I am trying to negotiate, make a deal with you. We have someone we hate who is probably tasting really good right now.
But you're here.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in your way.
You are in my way. Thank you for reminding me. And she's gonna try to like push you to the side and like move past you to get to the others. So I'm going to make a roll for that one.
This is going fine, guys. It's fine.
Oh yeah, this is great.
We're just fighting my monstrous mother. It's fine.
So she manages to like hook an arm around and just like push you out of the way so she can move forward. But she kind of stumbles a little bit as she does so, and her next roll is going to be with disfavor.
All right.
This is because Byron fell, isn't it? She stumbled on with his
It's contagious.
lanky arms.
Who would like to act next?
I'll
Ally?
act. Oh,
Viren
Ally,
or
okay,
Solar? Solar?
I'll let you
Who
go.
wants-
Go for it.
Who wants to go?
Well, I want to stab her with my trident.
Okay.
Which I do have a hold. Let me just double check.
Oh, that's right. Which one of those? I think one of those affects your.
Yeah, one of them I can take an extra on the smite roll no matter what I get.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
like
guess-
one extra option on smite roll.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
So, shall I roll to smite my enemies?
Yes, you shall.
Okay, that's an 11.
It's an 11. Wow. Okay. So
Nice.
you get to choose 3 from the list below or disarm your enemy, and you can choose one extra one. So you could do 4 from the list, or you could disarm your enemy and pick 1 from the list. Which the only weapons she has are claws. So I mean, you can
in this
disarm her if you want and be a
Yeah.
little more literal, but
her entire arms
Hang
away.
on, let me see.
Hell yeah.
Not a bad
Um,
option.
Wait, so if I disarm her, I pick one less one?
if you disarm her, you can disarm and pick 1 from the list, or you could pick 4 from the list.
Okay. I will pick 4.
Okay.
I'm going to do exchange harm.
Okay.
Protect myself, crush them, and make an opening.
Okay. So you raise your trident and just stab it forward, and as she is stumbling into you, it connects pretty easily, and she takes 5 damage since it is an epic weapon. And at this point, she is stumbling pretty severely, continuing just kind of like fall on the floor, but still like on her way down, gets another chance to swipe at you, and it just grazes like the side of your leg, and you take 1 harm.
Mhm.
And then tell us how you are giving an ally an opening.
I think with like stabbing her, making her stumble worse and stuff, like I think she's gonna turn her back on like Vin,
Okay.
who has the swords. So
Yeah.
I think that is the opening that I give. So that's like a +1 forward.
Yeah. So the person you're giving the opening to will get +1 on their next smite roll.
Yes.
Or yeah, +1 forward on whatever their next roll is.
Actually,
In this scene.
I think I'll give it to Solar.
Okay. Solar, would you like to act upon your +1?
Sure. I'll shoot my mother again.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and roll to smite your enemies, and you get to add +1 to this roll on top of the 2d6 plus prowess.
That's 5, 6, 7 plus 1, 8. Plus
8.
1, 9 total. Because I have
9 total.
Never mind. I have a 0 prowess. Yeah, 8.
8 total. Okay, so you can pick 1 from the smite your enemies list.
Oh, I mean, if I'm gonna hurt her, I might as well do exchange harm.
So you raise the bow and you pull the string back, and she has stumbled onto the floor, so her back is to you. She doesn't see you doing this. And just as you are about to release the arrow, she turns around and looks at you, and you can see like her hair looks the same, her clothes look the same, but you know that that is not your mother from the teeth and the weird eyes and the just like very desperate kind of feeling about her. And when you release this arrow, the celestial bronze does what it does, and you have defeated your enemy. And you have defeated a Lotus Eater who is now on the floor of what looks like your childhood home, but also the floor is splintering.
So that was something, huh?
Yeah, I think we should probably go.
Well, funny thing about that, the door's gone. We shouldn't have walked in here. I don't know why I walked in here. I don't know why I encouraged it.
Oh, hindsight is
We
2020.
did it
I
for
mean,
the laws.
That is
We
maybe
got
the
to-
worst reasoning anyone has ever used for
Nails.
anything.
Look, we got to look at Solar's trauma. That was great, wasn't it?
Super
oh,
fun.
we are
Right.
all so
Woohoo.
sad.
Just a fun afternoon at camp.
Whose trauma
Honestly.
was that fun for?
You said that the stairs keep going down, though, right? Now, or
Well,
is it
what's left of them?
nothing there?
Yeah. What's left
so
of them?
they just
Goes
lead
down.
into like a dead end, right? There's nothing further. So
Oh no, there's plenty of emptiness.
so
under
the stairs just keep going. There's just they don't stop at the ground floor. That's what I'm.
Like I said, what's left of them? When they started to splinter, there's only about half the staircase left, and beneath that is just darkness.
Are there any more doors in like this area?
There's a door that goes to a bedroom. There's the window, which no longer has a pretty view outside. It is now just looking out to a dirt wall. And there's also the very thin line of green smoke, green mist that Viren can see that kind of winds around all of your feet and goes out the door and falls in a little steady stream, like a beautiful green waterfall.
Can I close my eyes and reach out with my senses and see if I feel any water?
You do.
Like I do?
Mhm.
I'm gonna. Where do I feel it? Just anywhere or down?
Down specifically.
Okay.
Could you imagine? Yes, you feel water. It's
I'm-
above you.
I mean, you were just looking out at the ocean.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
be
you
like.
can sense some water down. It is fresh water though, not salt water.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, okay, guys, just like trust me, and I'm gonna turn towards what's left of the stairs, and I'm just gonna run off.
Incredible.
Where the trail is going.
All right.
I was gonna do a thing, but
Oh.
I guess we're following it. No, Ali, this is so in character, by the way. Like he just saw Ali book it into an abyss. And like, okay.
You know, we can take 30 seconds to think about things, everyone, before we do them. Okay.
I needed about 60, but I mean, we kind of have to now, right? Better
Can
or
we
worse.
This is still clearly a house, right?
Well, it's a room.
I would like to scavenge for anything that remains of the.
You want to
of the
scavenge?
house.
Okay.
Are you looting my recently deceased mother's house?
Exactly. Yes. In fact, actually, I'll check. Well, no, she's not there. I was gonna say I'll check her pockets.
I'm trying
It's
to figure out what
dust.
you would roll for to like loot things.
I think while he loots, I will cast a spell. I'll spell cast.
Okay.
I will roll 2d6 plus weird for that. 'Cause that's
Okay.
how my spell
And
cast
what
works.
spell are you trying to cast?
Healing, just healing.
Okay.
Specifically,
On
I'm the group that's here. I'm gonna do the +1 heal to a group.
for the whole group. Okay.
yeah,
go
I was
ahead
gonna. It
and-
takes a minute to cast, so I figure since he's looting.
Okay. Gotcha. While that's happening. And is that is something that you have to roll for, right?
Yeah, I just rolled an 8.
Okay.
Um,
So on an 8, so pick one effect. So restore 1 harm to a small group. So everybody
except
in a
Ally,
minute or
'cause
so,
Ally-
everybody would, yeah.
Except Ali, because she went yeet.
Oh, except Ali, because Ali yeeted. Yes, correct. So the other 2 can restore 1 harm, and then you also have to pick 1 cost. And while you were looking at those, Viren, I'm going to have you make the same roll that Rascal made earlier, which is just 2d6 plus judgment for
Cool.
looting. That's what I'm going to call our looting roll.
That is a 12.
It's a 12. Wow. All right. So you.
I also get an extra thread from casting a spell.
Oh, you get an extra thread. Okay.
It's one of the once a session things.
Actually, was there a potted plant or anything in here?
Yeah, there would have been a couple random typical household plants.
I'm gonna go up and introduce myself to one of these.
Okay.
I can
I'll-
talk to
I'll-
plants. This is not just like
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah, no, you're good. So you walk up to a tiny little potted cactus. Just cute little colorful pot, little cactus, the very cute, picturesque, like Pinteresty kind of round cactus, little spikes. And how do you introduce yourself to this plant?
Hi, my name is Viren. I'm a bit lost here. You seem to be too. We're underground. Are you okay?
And it doesn't say anything out loud, right? Because you can
Yeah.
just kind of like telepathically understand. But when you're connecting with this plant, you get a very sickening feeling of emptiness in your chest, and you can just hear it in your mind saying, "Sunlight."
Were you created by this place?
What was that?
Were you created by this
Oh, we're
place?
created by this place. And you just get the same response. It's almost like that's all it can say.
Oh dear. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. This is awful.
Would you still like to loot?
Yes.
You did
I'll
roll a
still
spell.
use the 12. Just
Okay. So
we're in a kitchen, right?
yeah, kitchen living room ish.
Is there a big bag of
There's like a
flour?
half wall kind of dividing them. Huh?
Is there like just a large bag of flour?
Sure. Do you want to take a bag of flour?
Yes, I do.
All right. You open a cabinet and there's an unopened bag of just like generic brand all-purpose flour.
Sorry, Demeter, but I really need to use this for not what it's meant to be. And I'm going to start making a trail of flour behind us.
Okay. Just like out of the house into the void.
Yep, and I'm going to like rub it on the precipice and jump down.
Okay. All right. So Allie and Viren have both jumped. Rascal and Solar, what are you?
Well, I was gonna
You
say my cost was gonna be casting takes longer than usual.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So then that would probably just put you as the last one left in the room after Rascal does whatever Rascal's gonna do. So you would then have like a moment alone in the house before you.
Oh, I guess I'm healing myself alone then. I'll heal for 2 instead then.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
'Cause it was-
Okay,
I-
so
I
then you
was-
can, yeah, you can go ahead and restore 2 for yourself. And if you restored 1 earlier, go ahead and restore that because we have changed the spell as it's been cast.
Sorry, everybody, but you were not patient.
It
I
happens.
didn't have
Hey,
any
you know
harm
what?
Anyway.
No, it's teenagers with ADHD. That's what happens. It's fine.
Exactly. All right, Rascal, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're gonna salute and fall backwards.
Incredible.
void.
I love that for you.
I think
All right.
once I
Last
finish
one in the
casting
room.
this, I'm just gonna take a second. My mother's corpse didn't leave anything behind, right? There wasn't any, like, what's the word? Spoils of war, I guess. Any?
No, just laying there.
I'm just gonna look at her dust or where she was when we killed her.
She did not turn into dust.
Yeah, I figured that there was nothing there anymore.
She didn't turn into dust.
She did not.
Oh,
That's
so
weird.
there. Oh, all right. Well, that's somehow worse than killing your mom. Is killing your mom and seeing her corpse on the ground.
But you know that wasn't your mom. Just
Yeah, but-
looks an awful lot like her.
Yeah, but there's that single of like this looked like my house until just a few minutes ago, and
Mhm.
she looked and sounded like my mom, and then I shot her twice.
Devastating, isn't it?
Yep. I'm just gonna look straight up, even though there's no sun, and just silently shake my fist at my dad.
Okay. All right.
Well, not like physically, but mentally, just like a screw you. And then
Noted.
I'll wait a few seconds as I gather my courage, and then I'll awkwardly jump into the hole.
All right. Wonderful. So, Allie, tell us what your plan was with this water situation.
I wanna do kind of a similar thing that Percy has done before in the books, where he basically like breaks the fall by like summoning the water up and like using it to like slow down and kind of turn into like a water slide sort of situation.
Okay. And are you doing this just for yourself?
No, I'm gonna do it for everyone.
Okay.
I'm just like, well, I like as soon as I like kind of can
Mhm.
sense them fall, I'll like send the water up to catch them too.
Okay. So you don't have to roll to use your water powers. It does feel a little bit more difficult than usual since it is fresh water instead of salt water,
Mhm.
but it will still work. So everybody is going to roll to. Let me look at it. You're gonna roll to perform under pressure. And you get +1 to your roll since Allie's helping y'all out with the water.
Do I roll
So-
too or
Yes, and you
Okay.
also get that +1 from the water.
okay?
I rolled doubles. I got a 13.
Ooh, all right.
I got an 8.
Okay.
We have an 11.
Okay.
I have a total of 6. That's with the +1 and the -1.
Yes.
Very good at this, guys.
So, Rascal rolling a 13, you said?
Mhm.
13. That is what we in the demigod system like to mark as godlike. So you do your thing and then some. The situation is under your control, and you won't need to roll again for it in this scene, which is you're just rolling to not die, I guess, jumping down. So when you are falling, you're falling with class and with style. You got the salute, and then when you fall, you feel yourself hit the water, and you feel it breaking your fall, and you just like smooth as ever, like manage to surf down it, and you end up like kind of sliding down this big pile of stuff, just random stuff. It's like several feet tall, and you slide down the pile. You like a little like curtsy at the end. It's very smooth. It's
It's the
very
good old genuflect. Like,
yes. It's practiced and beautiful. And then Allie, you said you rolled in 8.
Yes.
Okay, so you are going to pick one complication from the perform under pressure list.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna say it takes longer than it should because it is fresh water, so I'm kind of struggling a little bit.
So then you would make it down. Your impact into the water, since it is fresh water, it feels a little bit rougher than usual. You kind of smack it with a little bit more force than you expected it to. So it like not quite knocks the wind out of you, but like just really close to that. But you still make it down, and you land on a pile of stuff and just slide. You just slide down, bumping over some things on your way, and you land on your butt on the floor. And Viren, you rolled an 11. So you get it done for now, no problem. You hit the water, slide down a pile, land on your feet. You're good to go. Solar, because it took Allie just a little bit longer than usual. And lucky for you, there is no mark on this particular action for what happens if you fail. So this is
I'm
flavor.
dead.
No, this is flavor. So you are not expecting to be caught by the water. So you kind of smack into it a little bit. And then and that also happens partly because it took Allie a little bit longer than usual. So you hit it further down than most of the others did. And it catches you just a few feet above one of these piles, and you kind of land on it on your side and roll the rest of the way down. So 2 of you have landed on your feet, 2 of you have not. And I need to scroll to my notes. And when you are all landed on the ground, you find yourself standing in a surprisingly beautiful and very spacious underground cavern. The ground is made of natural creek stone, and there's a small pool of water rippling from the light impact of the waterfall that flows into it from somewhere at least 30 feet above your heads. There's a few large leafy plants in the ground, some small trees kind of at the edges of the room. The air is cool and moist, and it feels like an entirely different world from the one that you were just in. You can see from the tiny waterfall, there's just the slightest glint of a rainbow coming off of it, and there is a pathway forward with lined with these piles of just random crap. Gigantic piles.
Can we, next time there's a hole that we have to jump into, can we maybe not jump into it until we're all on the same page?
Yeah, I guess I just figured you guys would follow and we'd do what we needed to do once we got down. I didn't realize we had unfinished business up there.
That's
Sorry.
fair. No, some of us are hurt, and I wanted to not make it hurt as much anymore. Also, that is technically a threat because I am chastising recklessness. So I'm
Beautiful.
just gonna.
Right. Cool.
But hey, we're alive.
Mhm.
And we killed my mother.
Don't think she was your mother.
Well,
Congratulations, or sorry that happened, whichever way you feel about it.
all
Yeah, depending on
depends.
how
I
you
mean,
feel on your parent.
I mean,
I
she was
know.
my favorite one. The other one's not. The other one's great. Where do we have to go now, Byron?
Smoke says that way. But should we maybe ask the locals some questions?
There's people here.
There are plants here.
Oh my.
Right.
God.
Oh,
Please chat away. Go on.
yeah. Go ahead. Talk to the plants.
I would love to use my move, Spies Everywhere. When you pierce the veil, you may direct your questions directly to the local plants and wildlife.
Okay, that is kind of what I was gonna have you do anyway.
Can I combine this with my other move for rolling Pierce the Veil?
Which is that Clever Girl?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no because that's about tracking prey, and you're just kind of chatting.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and pierce the veil, and you'll be able to ask your questions directly to the plants.
All right, that is an 8.
And 8. So you get to ask 2 questions from the list, and you can, flavor them as you want since you're talking right to the plant.
As I'm going to go up to one of the trees and try and sense if its roots must go deep in here.
Yeah, you can sense roots. They go a lot deeper than you would expect them to. Like deep down in, and you can feel that they are connected to a lot of other things. It is not just this tree. It is not just the trees in this room. It is connected to something much, much bigger via the root system.
How can I talk to this place?
How can you what to this place?
How can I talk to this place? And I'm talking about the presence I feel that is watching us. How do I communicate with the labyrinth?
Ah. So you're just asking a plant.
They're connected to it.
They are. I'm trying to think of a good way to answer this. The tree has a very low and steady, monotone kind of voice, very calming presence, at least to you. I mean, especially since you're kind of the only one that can hear. And the tree says, there are only a very small few that can truly communicate with the labyrinth. You are not one of them. There is one communicating with us. They're hard to see, but they're down here with us.
Do you know what direction they're in, and can you help me get there?
They are connection with the labyrinth puts one everywhere. There is just the labyrinth and an influence. I could not tell you where they are.
That's all my questions. I only got the 2.
I know. I mean, you can talk to the tree otherwise if you want. Probably not going to be that helpful, but.
We're in a lot of danger. Can you help us at all?
This is a peaceful place. This is a peaceful cavern. I think you will find help here.
your water is safe to drink here, but do you know of any food for my friends?
Food. I'm unfamiliar. There are sugars in the ground. You consume that, no?
I do. Oh, wait. Does this tree bear any fruit?
No.
Oh, okay.
This
Good,
is
good.
like a regular pine tree that you might find.
Now my evil mom's cookies are not looking so bad, huh?
I mean, they were food from a lotus eater.
No,
So-
I know.
All right.
And as you are talking to this plant, and as I assume the others are just kind of looking around, you see a weird breeze kind of pass by through the plants and ripple through some of the leaves. And as it passes through, it kind of starts to turn into a figure. And then as it comes closer, you see it take the form of a wind spirit. And this wind spirit is holding a little watering can and floating around, like watering the different plants and stuff, like some of the flowers and things that are scattered about. And they turn and look at you all and say, "Oh, well, my stars, I wasn't expecting you to show up. You guys are late."
Like,
"Yeah, you're late. We were expecting you so much earlier."
We were expected.
"Yeah, I know you can take all kinds of wrong turns in this infernal maze here, but no worries. You're here now. Why don't you come on? We'll talk to the boss."
Before we go, can I have a little bit of that water? Sorry, I'm just a little parched. It's a drought year.
"Oh, sure, hon." She'll hand you the.
right,
She'll
I'm just
like
gonna-
pour a little bit, pour a little bit on your head.
Perfect.
Would you like to follow this wind spirit?
There's-
out of curiosity, who is your boss, quote unquote?
My boss? Oh, well, he's the Lord of the Cavern.
Well,
He really likes to introduce himself.
What does he look like?
What do you mean? These demigods never remember. No matter. You'll see him soon enough. Come on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Josie. You can call me Josie or Josiah. You can just say, "Hey, sugar," and I'll come running. So, welcome to our cavern.
Thank you for welcoming us.
Can I do a pierce the veil
Yeah, go ahead.
to see if I can recall or get any information from up high regarding a Lord of the Cavern, like who this person is or whatever.
Go ahead and roll
Okay.
to pierce the veil. 2d6 plus judgment.
I have a thing. I don't know if this counts as
What's the move?
this is esoteric, etc. Does this count about something truly obscure or?
This isn't that obscure. This isn't a very obscure kind of question.
Oh man, that is a 3 on the dice.
You don't remember anything.
Makes sense. I ain't got no clue. All right,
You can think of a few random caverns that have.
maybe it's a dragon. Dragons live in caves.
Please don't be a dragon.
Could be a
Or
cyclops.
be a nice dragon if it's going to be a dragon.
Could be a cyclops. There's water here.
Cyclopses are cool. I like cyclopses.
Well, I mean, I've met a few that are nice.
Yeah. Tons
Well,
of cyclops friends.
like 2 of them that drop by at the camp from time to time, but could be a giant. Do giants live in caves? I've heard that they live in like shops and buildings now, but I don't know.
I'm still a little confused as how a wind spirit is down here. Is there
yeah, that's
wind
the
in-
thing I'm trying to figure
You know
out.
what? That's a good
Wind in a
point.
Cavern that's not.
What do you mean? I live here.
Sugar, I don't mean to insult you, but the math ain't mathing. if you catch my drift.
Well, the math ain't mathin' anywhere in this damn labyrinth. Is it?
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, you got me. Okay, let's go.
So you guys are gonna follow?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. As you are walking along, passing by these truly massive piles of random shit, I am going to go ahead and disperse our magic items from the 3 subs for this week. So as you're walking by, you can just kind of like, you're looking at some of the things. There's just really, truly random things. There's a framed family portrait. There's a random book. There's a little handheld mirror, a large sweater. There's a fake flower in one pile. And as you pass by, one of the items you come across is just a small little gold ring with a little tiny inset, like delicate white stone. And it's just kind of sitting on top of a pile. And any of you can take this. This ring, if you wear it, gives you +1 to word.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Well,
and
hold on. Is there an upper limit to how much weird or word I can have?
you can only have a modifier of up to 4 on any of the attributes.
Sick. I'll not take it then.
Okay.
Because I'm a +3, so
Gotcha.
I might as well just let somebody else cover.
And you don't have to like decide right now who takes it. I'll tell you the other 2 things as well. You also find, where is it? You find in one pile, kind of like halfway buried underneath a couple other things, there is the handle of it's a blue plastic handle, and you pull it out and it's a hairbrush. This hairbrush was lost in the maze several decades ago during a battle. Mechanically, this blue plastic hairbrush causes 1 harm when thrown directly at a target, and it is single use only. And then
So it's just a regular hairbrush that you
it's
throw
a
at
blue
people.
plastic hairbrush.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean,
so much.
having had those thrown at me before, they definitely do deal one harm when they're thrown at you.
And then the third item is there's a coin. It just looks like a regular quarter, but it's like it's not quite as silver. It's the coloring is a little bit closer to celestial bronze, but it doesn't feel like celestial bronze. So it's just a regular coin. It has a heads and a tails side. But if you flip it a few times, you will soon realize that it only ever lands heads up.
Come on.
So those are your items. You guys can.
What does the coin
claim
do?
them. It always lands heads up. When you look at it, it has a regular like heads and tails face. It looks like a normal coin, but it always lands heads up.
Yeah, I would like the coin, please.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So then we have the ring and the hairbrush.
I feel like the combat one should keep the hairbrush since I'm not gonna be able to. Well, I guess I am a ranged fighter, but
Fun fact, this hairbrush was previously wielded by a mortal.
Yep, I am interested in the ring, but if someone feels like they need it more.
I don't think I have a use for either of them. So I mean, you could take both on this fire and wants one of them because
I don't also really need either of them.
I can
Yeah.
take both of them.
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want it.
Okay.
I'm really close to
Alright.
one. I'm really close to one advancement, and one of them is to give me a +1 to weird.
Nice.
So
I did in fact get an advancement this time. I
Very
think.
cool.
I
So
think I also
Alright.
did.
So as you continue to move about these piles, you pick up these items and you collect them. And at one point, the wind, like right before you start to pick these things up, the wind spirit, Josie, turns around and is, "Oh, take whatever you want, darlings. It is so messy around here. I know he won't even notice. Most of these things don't have their owners anymore, and I cannot stand the mess." So you have permission to take them. You don't have to like steal them or anything. Even though I know that's fun. So you continue to move forward, and these piles become so dense that it forms like a very clear pathway in front of you, and it leads up to a small clearing in the mess. There's a few of the trees and plants and the stone floor, and in the clearing there's a rather large masculine figure with ethereal blue skin sitting calmly on a couch reading a book. And just as a very brief context warning, this character has to do with themes, like just general themes of grief. So it's just a little content warning. So he's sitting on a couch reading a book.
Well, howdy, balls. Balls. You.
And he just closes the book calmly and says, "Ah, I was wondering when you would arrive."
Hello.
Here we are.
"Ah, forgive me. I should introduce myself. I am Piso, Lord of the Cove and God of that which is left behind. Welcome. I have a task for you." And that is where we're going to cut off for tonight. So, having a great time. We're going to do our little outros. We'll go around, have everybody talk about who they are, where you can find them on the internet, how they're feeling, how their character's feeling, and then we will say our goodbyes for the evening. So let's start with Vin again.
Well, hi guys, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter. I'm a voice actor who does tabletop things, and my goodness, am I doing tabletop things? Friday is the finale of Thirsty Sword Lesbians over at Slady's. Saturday, I'm doing part 2 of a 3-shot of Urban Shadows with one of my favorite groups ever over on Luna TV. Whip back around to Monday, more Urban Shadows on Chatterbox AVA. I forgot, Sunday is a day. On Sunday, we have Strixhaven After the Fall on Gehenna Gaming. If you want to see me continue to be like a demigod mess, go on over to Comfort Carrying Studios. We had a Percy Jackson AP called Camp Half-Blood, which is also super fun. And I think that's me. So
Very fun. All right, let's go to Joel.
Hi again. I'm also a TTRPG person. I do a lot of things all over the place. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Carrion Comfort Games here on Twitch, where I'm going to be playing Sal. He's like just like Saul. Oh, look at that! Just like Saul lad. Sal is a chubby boy who is very, very not lazy, but he prefers his hobby over his actual job. It's a lot of fun. That's for a Yaziba bed and breakfast AP called Room for Everybody. It's super nice. It's a good time. I don't have anything on Friday. On Saturday, I'm gonna be over on Minstrel's Tale, also here on Twitch. I'm gonna be joining as a guest. I'm gonna be guiding her party through the dwarven lands of Ram of the Frost Maiden, which I should totally read up on because I know nothing about Ram of the Frost Maiden. And then on Mondays, I am on Talking XP playing a halfling wizard boy called Johans, who is level 5 and only has 24 HP. And I'm gonna always say that because I have no clue how I've survived this long in that campaign with that little health. And then on Wednesdays, I'm here. Power be willing. But yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at.
Wonderful. All right, Milan.
Hi, I'm Milan. I was playing Viren tonight, but you can find me over on MallardMan_ on Twitter. Please go ahead and give me a follow. It would mean the world to me. Other places you can find me. You can find me every other Tuesday morning for Through Hollow Flames, a 5e actual play run by a great friend of mine, a great friend of this channel. It's Doridla, or D. In addition, rather soon, you will be able to see me every other Monday on Neon Lights Roleplay as I run Vampires the Masquerade in chronicle called The Kindred of Fog City. So join me in some San Franciscan hijinks.
Very awesome. All right, and Morgan.
Hi. Again, I'm Morgan, also known as the Imaginatrix on the internet. I'm mainly a cosplayer. So I dress up as fun characters and make costumes and do this when I'm on stream. So you can check that out. If you're watching this because you like Percy Jackson, I did just start a Percy Jackson community Discord for talking about news about the new show and the books and all sorts of stuff. It's what I've wanted to do for a long time, so I finally did it. So you can message me on Twitter if you want to join that. And I don't have anything coming up other than this on Wednesdays. So you can find me here exclusively for now.
Exclusively. I like that.
Exclusively.
All right. I am Kelsey. I am the communications director for this lovely channel that we are on right now, TTRPG. You can find us on Twitter as @TTRPG_. You can find me on Twitter as @crochet_BBY. You can find me on TikTok as @crotchety old woman with there's some underscores in there, which I believe is written out in whatever's in the little Twitch description. But you can also find it linked in my bio on my Twitter, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. I do lots of fun stuff that you can mostly find on TikTok. You can also find me tweeting about randomly because I'm a mess on the internet and it's fun. I do fiber arts. I'm a musician and a writer and a suffering graduate student who is 2.5 weeks away from graduation. Almost done. And that is it for me. And that is it for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We will return next week and hear more about this Lord of the Codes.